Well, first two worsts figure out which is worst. And then the other two worsts figure out which is worst. And then the top two worsts fight it out until eventually you get the WORSTEST Worstest. All right, as the beautiful mellifluous voice you just heard said, it is, of course, Worstest. And this episode you're listening to is, of course, Serial. And of course, I'm here with my fantastic hosts. Of course, I am John.
I am Pete.
My name is Scott.
And I am Tim.
Excellent. And you are beautiful. And thank you for listening to our podcast. So I was reading and it says, like a trite, old-fashioned way of beginning a podcast is beginning with a definition. I don't know. But you know what? You can't do what everyone's telling you to do. But in this case, I am. So I'm not starting the Serial podcast with a definition of cereal. Also, that would be very quick and not interesting. So what I have done is put together a couple cereal bits of trivia for everybody. Now, this isn't particularly a quiz, but I'm going to throw it out there. And if you want to answer them,
what do we win?
Shout out your answers. You win the ability to sit here for the next hour and a half talking about cereal.
Nice.
And what greater gift is that?
I love trivia.
Here we go. We
got a couple hosts in the room.
That's
We
right.
do. We
The
do.
two of us are trivia hosts. If you're in the Long Island area, or even if you're not, check out Major League Trivia LI, Long Island LI, on the interwebs, on the Instagram.
That's our first plug.
It is our first plug. Look at us go.
And if you don't, we won't hate you.
No, we'll just
This time.
be deeply disappointed.
We're just happy you're listening.
Really true. So here's a couple bits of trivia. If you get this, you're a freak or have been looking at the paper. When is National Cereal Day? There is one. I can find no correlation to cereal why this would be, but
You're looking for the exact day.
there is a date. It's past. It's probably about halfway.
July 5th?
Yeah.
May 17th.
Yeah, getting closer.
I would just guess the 1st of July.
March 7th.
Okay.
For some
Oh, it
reason,
is.
Very
It's
random.
a day.
it's a day. March 7th is
Wow.
National Cereal Day.
I'm going to guess that
Let
there
me
weren't
put it on
many
my
other
calendar.
items dedicated to that day, and that's why they slid cereal in there.
It's Captain Crunch's birthday.
Oh, we'll get to that. Who invented cornflakes?
Ooh, me.
I think that was
I'm pretty sure that was John Kellogg.
It was John Kellogg, John Henry Kellogg.
And his brother Will might not have been involved. I don't recall. John started things
Well,
off.
John Henry
I
Kellogg.
believe it was a mistake, wasn't it?
It's all a mistake.
Yeah.
Is
I
it
think they
everything?
like overcooked something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was.
Well,
That sounds about
The
right.
details
Mr.
escape
Pete.
me, but I believe it was.
oh, well, maybe Scott has that in his. He seems very learned about the origins of cornflakes. Here's one. We'll get to it. What's the only original shape to remain in a box of Lucky Charms since 1964?
Heart.
How you knew that, I don't know.
Is it true?
Pink heart, yeah. Pink heart is the only original shape still left. There was also black goiter,
Yeah, right.
brown lung.
Purple kidney.
And pus.
Multicolored.
I got pus
Oh
again.
man!
A rainbow
Now,
of pus.
why wouldn't it have been?
Rainbow.
Why wouldn't it have been the green clover? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
That's a really good point. Huh.
that is interesting.
Unless we made green dye number 18. Unless they use a
Those
incredible
dummies at General Mills.
poisonous version of it. What kind of cereal did astronauts eat on Apollo 11 during the first moon landing?
Was it Kix?
Alphabets.
Again, just to prime the pump here.
What kind of cereal did astronauts eat on Apollo 11 during the first moon landing?
Frosted Flakes.
Trick question, astronauts on Apollo 11 did not eat cereal during the mission. Which makes perfect sense. Although a package of sugared cornflakes from Kellogg's was included and brought back to Earth unopened. Take that. Take from that what you will. Cheerios were first made in 1941 and had a different name. What was the different name it originally had?
Gold bullion.
I just saw this.
Scrapple.
Life buoys.
Life buoys.
It's something O's. I'm pretty sure it's something O's. I'm shooting blanks here.
Well, so is John Henry Kellogg, but you'll tell us all about that. Cheerios was first introduced in 1941 with the name Cheeriots.
Ah, that's what it was.
But the name was changed to Cheerios in 1945 due to a trademark dispute with Quaker Oats. But it had the new name better reference the cereal's distinctive O shape. Now, of course, we know that in 1945 there was nothing more pressing than fighting for the name of your cereal. There was nothing else going on in 1945.
You've seen the
I forget, was TikTok around in 1945?
I'm not sure, but I don't know that I would mess too quickly with that guy on the logo of Quaker Oats. He looks like he could handle himself.
Very true. Very true. And cereal is named after Ceres, the name of the Roman goddess of
The harvest?
Tooth decay.
I would guess the harvest, but
only if it's grape nuts. It'll be rocks. The harvest, very close, agriculture and grain.
okay.
So,
what's the god's name again?
Ceres.
Ceres.
She's a goddess.
Goddess.
You patriarchal monster. So, with that said, now that we have tucked ourselves delightfully under the covers of the warming embrace of cereal, let us now go into...
Do you have any Tang?
That was also not on Apollo 11.
Can't say that it worked, Pete.
So let us dive into, because now's the time. Now we've had a beautiful, comforting moment about cereal, but now it's time for us to dive into the octagon, where the battle begins, where friend goes against friend.
Time to get serious.
It's time to get
cereal.
serious. And here we go. Those who are fighting the literary and intellectual fight of cereal are going to be, first round is going to be Scott versus John. Me. Scott is bringing Granula.
I believe that's how it's pronounced, yes.
And I am bringing Captain Crunch to the table. After that, we will have...
And the gloves are off already.
The gloves, the spoon is out of the bowl.
That's right.
And then we will figure out a winner of that. And then we will go to Tim and Pete. Tim, you are bringing what to the table?
Cookie Crisp.
Cookie Crisp.
The legendary Cookie Crisp.
And Pete, what cereal are you bringing to the table?
I have, well, the legendary Fruit Loops.
Fruit
Loops.
Loops, not
Loops
to
of fruit.
be confused with Fruit Brute of the Frankenberry Blueberry family. So, here we go. This is our second episode.
Who leads us off, John?
You are going to lead us off, Scott. You are leading us off. Everybody sit down and get to learn the magic of Granula. And go, Scott.
So, it's clear to me that this is the worstest breakfast cereal. Let me explain why. So let's talk about breakfast in America. Breakfast has never looked or been the same since a doctor from upstate New York poured milk over processed grains in the year of 1863. This doctor, a man named James Caleb Jackson, was at work on a snack that would change the American breakfast, and some might argue the nation itself, forever. Jackson himself had been troubled with poor health throughout his life, but he experienced a remarkable recovery after taking a water cure at a spa. Place was called Greenwood Spring Water Cure in Cuba, New York. Who knew such a place existed?
I thought you were going to say after eating some small stones or something, or
one of those really tasty Cubano sandwiches, right?
yeah.
It's weird that this happened in the 1800s because everyone was so healthy.
Yeah.
So you
I
knew
know.
Very true.
that
He
he needed...
had a late afternoon snack of glue.
fire and hate.
Well, this water cure was very helpful to the man. He spent the second half of his life as
Dare
an
I ask
advocate.
where the water was inserted?
I don't know if bidets existed back then, Pete. So I can't. My research didn't cover that per se. Here's what I can tell you. He was a changed man after this experience, and he became an advocate for hydropathy. training to become a physician, and he opened up a hydropathic institute also in New York. Hydropathy, I was not all that familiar with. It is a branch of alternative medicine that involves the use of water for pain relief and treatment. So depending on the pressure of that water, some parts of the body may have to be left out.
So question, does hydropathy is that still in existence today?
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a piece on that on the next episode. Okay. So if you don't mind, I'll get back to you on that.
Worst water cure.
I have never heard of hydropathy.
Myself, neither. So just to continue, in 1858, Dr. Jackson, he took over a hygienic institute, also in New York. Now this spa, here's a water connection, was founded on the site of mineral water spring. And under Jackson's management, the spa grew to become one of the largest in the world, catering to over 20,000 patients. It was, I know, right? Could you believe it? He was getting people to come. You got to taste the water. He was assisted at the spa by family members, and the resort became a family operation. They renamed it the Jackson Sanatorium. Apparently, that is the name that we were giving spas back in the day. But along with water cures, Dr. Jackson believed that diet was fundamental in improving health. They say that today too, don't they?
I guess they do.
They do.
I literally had a 3-day-old pizza for breakfast. I don't say that.
So sticking with the alternative approach, Dr. Jackson, he was taking a look at their menu and put it through some pretty significant revisions. He removed red meat, no longer serving it. He ruled out serving tea, coffee, alcohol.
I hate him.
And tobacco. I know, right? He was a committed vegetarian, and the new menu he created. They're out there, Pete. You should know.
Sand, I think is now all that's left.
He concentrated on the fruits, the vegetables, and unprocessed grains. He believed that many sicknesses of human beings, they originated in the digestive system. He believed that diet could cure all of us of intemperance and the urge to masturbate. He accepted the use of surgery, but opposed drugs. So don't get on the table with Dr. Jackson, I think is the message there. This I found very interesting. I know how I normally eat breakfast these days. But at that time in America, standard breakfast was cholesterol-laden hot meal of eggs. Yeah, keep it coming. Bacon, sausage, beef or chicken, plus cooked grains like a hot cereal. Might include biscuits, toast, butter, and jam. I mean, that sounds like a wonderful Sunday to me. But this definitely ran counter to Dr. Jackson's perspective on the proper way to live healthily. So he began experimenting with cold cereal as a cure for illness. He invented what he called, and you'll have to give me a little leeway on the pronunciation, but it's granula. Okay, Granula. Granula.
That doesn't.
My research says that it's a riff on the word for granules, and was definitely a sharp departure from the typical American breakfast of the day.
Did he make up the word granula?
I suppose he did. I don't know if it's trademarked.
It sounds like a vampire that only bites barley.
I think those, what do you call those parts at the top? Those fluffy parts of grains, they probably get stuck in the fangs of
that's true.
Of Count Granula.
Your neck looks delectable. Would you eat some cereal, please?
Oh no, when it gets caught in his teeth, and then when the sun comes up, he gets burnt alive. That's probably why he disappeared.
Could be.
Please continue.
I will. So, the characteristics of granula at the time can be described as follows. Flavorless. Serve it up, please. It was created as a health food, not for the taste. It consisted of something called plain graham flour. You folks ever heard of that?
I have not.
And neither myself. It had no added fruits, nuts, or sweeteners. common in today's granola or in typical cereal recipes. As far as texture, hard and dense. Yes. The graham flour dough was baked into brittle sheets. It was then crumbled and baked again, resulting in a very heavy, dense nugget that were notoriously difficult to chew. Critics at the time described it as wheat rocks.
So, Pete, you weren't far off.
Not at all. So in order to eat it, these hard granular grains had to be soaked in milk overnight just to soften them up. So it was not exactly a convenient food for quick breakfasts. But with granola, the first breakfast cereal was born. Now, I'm noticing that none of you have run out of the room and come back with bowls and spoons ready to be filled up with granola. No?
We'd have to wait a day.
That's true. You would. Hopefully we'll be at home at that point, Pete.
You got to get to work.
Yes. So as you might imagine, this concoction of Jackson's, it didn't exactly take off. Not a surprise. And that's because some might say it was terrible. Starting to build my case here for the worstest. In fact, the smart and good looking amongst us might refer to it as the worstest cereal. Just putting that out there in the ether. But I'm not done making my case. Some more interesting facts. The idea of cold cereal, the one that Jackson had created, had actually reached the ears of another pure food advocate. A man previously mentioned at the opening of the podcast, a John Henry Kellogg, okay? He was a physician. He had visited Jackson's sanatorium and was working for a woman named Ellen White who happened to have been receiving treatments at Jackson's sanatorium. Apparently she was pretty big in the Seventh-day Adventist church, and Kellogg was a member of that church. So that church, apparently, they promote wellness. They're big on good digestion. And interestingly enough, he was also extremely worried about masturbation. I don't know what the deal was. He believed that it could lead to a bizarre list of problems from unattractiveness to insanity. By that description, clearly none of us in this room have ever masturbated.
Quick aside, we went to visit the Salem, Oregon Psychiatric Center a few summers ago, where they filmed Cuckoo's Nest. And they had a list of all the different reasons people were committed into this asylum over the years. Masturbation was there for about 12 to 15 people. So that was actually a diagnosis to institutionalize people back in the late 19th, early 20th century.
Did they get their own wing?
Yeah, right. Almost certainly.
Good God, thank you. Mop duty, I know, wing 7.
I mean, is that possibly why the padded wall's easy to clean off?
Well, it's a theory.
Anyway, Kellogg thought that a bland diet could help tackle the, now again, the 1800s, all right? So, could help tackle the twin national crisis of America, indigestion and whacking off, okay? So Kellogg wanted to start making his own granula, and he decided to pull together a mixture of wheat flour, oatmeal, and cornmeal. Jackson caught wind of this and promptly sued him. Apparently, the way out of this mess for Kellogg was he renamed his cereal granola.
I like
Granula, granola.
I like them already.
All right.
No copyright infringement there, huh? I guess not. Now, granola was really a commercial success for John Kellogg. Working with his brother, they formed a cereal empire, as we all know. Kellogg did go to invent the cereal flake, as well as many, many other well-known cereals like Raisin Bran, Frosted Mini Wheats, Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops, Honey Smacks, Rice Krispies, Special K, Apple Jacks, and more. But let's get back to the topic at hand. Why does granula deserve to be crowned worstest? I think it's very clear. This cereal was objectively terrible. I'll remind you that critics at the time, I couldn't present any to you today, but critics at the time described it as wheat rocks. Okay? Not something you want to be nibbling on. His invention, okay, Jackson's invention, it began with fascist intent. It was his desire to wholesale change the food choices and diets of the entire country. How dare he? How dare he? And he meant to temper our desires for loving ourselves. That ain't good.
No.
Okay? Has a little masturbation ever hurt anybody?
It's a very sensitive area.
James Caleb Jackson, you know, he launched the very first shot in the cereal wars. And this resulted in food enhancements, technology changes, marketing that led to cereal options called Crave, Oops, All Berries, and 4 different types of Oreo cereal, all claiming to have real Oreo crackers in them. Your cereals, I don't even know what you're going to present, and arguably, terrible though they may be, they all trace their lineage back to Old Man Granula. He started it all, and Granula also started our not-so-gradual descent into a diabetic emergency. So therefore, it is truly the worstest cereal. Thank you, boys. Thank you very much.
Very good. Very nice. Well,
I would just like to say, that sounds pretty bad, Scott.
It's terrible.
do you have any information on Mr. Granula's how he did later on in life? Was he bankrupt by Mr. Kellogg's usurping?
Did he masturbate frequently?
Well,
was he so upset that it was stolen he threw everything away, started eating fried chicken and masturbating unstoppably in the streets?
I didn't do research, since this was supposed to be mostly about the cereal itself. I did not delve too deeply into his latter life. But one has to wonder, anybody who's looking to change the sexual habits of a large group of people, they're looking inward when they start that quest.
Agreed, 100%.
When it failed, he probably just went into his room and never came out again.
He also invented the first copy of Jugs.
Yeah, right. John, I need a little bit of sound effect help there. Could you?
I'll put it in. I'll put it in later.
Knock, knock, knock. Are you coming out? Caleb, are you almost done in there?
I'm making rocks. All right. What I'm about to give you, I call it Cap'n Crunch, monstrous puppet master of the deep state. Here we go.
I knew it.
It's bad. So he goes back. I'm also going back to the 1800s because we can't tell the story without going back to the 1800s. 1886, to be exact. And that is when we meet Arthur DeHaan Little. He founds the Arthur D. Little Consulting Firm. Arthur D. Little was an MIT chemist, and he began by discovering applications for cellulose acetate. Sounds
Yummy.
terrible, right? Right, well, it is used in film. It is used in playing cards. It is used to make cigarette filters. It is used to make dietary fiber. But soon, after doing all this, he branched out into all manners of products and business strategies. So not only did he start creating things using his MIT chemistry background, but then he saw how all the things that he could do would be applicable to help business in all many different ways. So this company started creating all different sorts of consulting businesses and businesses that would help other businesses, municipalities, or governments. Arthur D. Little Consulting started LexisNexis, which used to give, LexisNexis,
Yeah.
He started, it's like
It's a great database for legal professions.
Huge legal database. They were the consulting group that started NASDAQ, the NASDAQ trading systems. They were in charge of privatizing British Rail, taking it away from the government and creating the plant. It was said to be the most ambitious privatization project ever done.
D. Little sounds pretty deceitful.
He is. They were also in charge of telecommunications deregulation. But here's the thing. As when you get that big, you start doing some things that might seem unseemly. Like they were the ones that were hired to investigate the Bhopal disaster in India. They were paid by Union Carbide to do all the investigation.
Nothing fishy about that, Pete.
Not at all. And there was nothing fishy about, after all their big investigation, they said that, oh, Union Carbide has had nothing to do with this. It was all, they were talking, it was terrorism, it was this, it was that. Then later on, it was found to be, of course, Union Carbide 100%. They also wrote a Philip Morris-funded report that said that more people smoking would help the Czech Republic.
Wow. That's very specific.
More?
Well, it was paid for by the Czech.
Oh, I understand.
Well, it was Philip Morris was trying to figure out where they can make more profits, and they saw that the Czech Republic wasn't smoking nearly enough. So you can be helped by the Czech Republic smoking. How
is this gentleman going to sell more cigarette filters if the people in the Czech Republic are not smoking enough?
So you're probably wondering, what the fudge does Arthur Den Little have to do with the story of Captain Crunch?
I don't fudging know.
Well, it's a good thing you're sitting down, because here you go. In the early 60s, Quaker Oats came up with an advertising campaign. They had no cereal. They had nothing. They had, hey, we need to sell this to kids. How do we do it? And then they created a marketing campaign. Then they say, okay, now let's get something to sell. We've got the campaign. How do we use it? We have to make up a Captain Crunch. So they go to Arthur D. Little and they say, hey, you've got a division, because they still never went away from their chemical division. So they go to their chemical division and they go to their flavorist consortium, where a young Pamela Lowe worked. Pamela Lowe was a microbiologist who worked for Arthur D. Little, and they said, hey, we need a flavor. And Pamela Lowe, and listen, I don't want to cast any aspersions on Pamela Lowe. She might have been a fantastic lady.
Like a lovely person.
Not so bad, right? Well, we'll see. So Pamela Lowe, microbiologist, flavorist, she gets approached and says, hey, Quaker Oats goes to Arthur D. Little to say, hey, we need a flavor. Pamela Lowe says fine, and she taps into one of her earliest memories, when her grandmother, Luella Lowe, they didn't have a lot of money, so she created this delicious little snack, a dessert possibly, I don't know, but it was butter and brown sugar over rice.
That actually sounds pretty good.
Well, if you've ever had Captain Crunch, you know what it tastes like. So Pamela Lowe goes and does her chemical stuff and figures out exactly how to replicate that homespun 3-ingredient flavor using every malodextrose, this and that, to create this flavor.
You know, I'm just envisioning Pamela Lowe.
Yes.
Okay, in this incredibly well-appointed laboratory, doing all of her chemical stuff.
She has a degree in chemical stuff. It's nice.
Did it have a Bunsen burner?
Oh, sure. Erlenmeyer flasks.
The flaskiest of the flasks.
There's an eyeball washer in the back. And her goal was to create what she said she wanted to create, a flavor of want-more-ishness. So don't mock my very swinging ways with the English language, because I am one with Pamela Lowe. She wanted want-more-ishness.
They have to make a cologne for me to wear of that.
Yeah, right.
Are you looking for that special lady? Well, now we have it. 1 squirt of want-more-ishness, wherever you want. They'll have Othello as the spokesman. want Moorish. Anyway.
I got it there, John.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Pamela Lowe, by the way, she wasn't a one-trick pony. She wasn't a one malodextrose malthiate creating pony. She also created the flavors for Heath bars, Almond Joy, and Mounds, which is basically the same thing. Just put an almond in there. Oh, you're a genius. Anyway, 1965, it is a runaway hit, as we all know. It still is. Cap'n Crunch is a runaway hit in 1965. Quaker Oats, every year, they have an award, the Friedis and Peters Award. We're probably growing tired of me talking, so I didn't really look too much into the Friedis and Peters Award, but it's something that Quaker Oats would award people every year who have done an incredible job. Well, Pamela Lowe, this fantastic woman, a microbiologist.
Who work for their company, of
Work
course.
for the company, yes. It's within the company, but Quaker Oats is a huge company, just like Arthur D. Little, a multi-tentacled monster. So, of course, it's 1965. A woman has done an incredible job creating the flavor for what is still one of the most popular cereals. So, of course, when it comes time to bestow the Friedis and Peters Award, she doesn't get it. Who gets it is Robert Roundtree Reinhardt Sr.
You made that name up.
Isn't that Shaft?
Who's a bad mother? Shut your mouth.
Who's the microbiologist who creates poisonous flavors for cereal for children?
I don't remember the name. It was too long.
Robert Roundtree Reinhardt Sr. Now, it's 20 years later. I don't want to cast any aspersions, and I certainly am going to put a big asterisk. Please don't come at me with any legal things, but Robert Roundtree Reinhardt Sr. sounds like he's 20 years off from his old job. Now, the thing is about Robert Roundtree Reinhardt, he didn't do nothing. What he did was, and he was a big part in Cap'n Crunch, he solved a crucial technical problem. You see, it's difficult if you have a grain, as well, when you turn your grain rock into actual grains, when you have a flour, you can't inundate it with sugar and oil, or else it'll become just another rock.
Sons of bitches.
Monsters. So, Herr Reinhardt, once again, keep your lawyers off us, he figured out a way to create oil and sugar and combine it. So the oil never gets super oily and the sugar never gets saturated. You get the sweet, clean, free taste of both a mouthful of sugar and oil. So the years go by. You're probably wondering, Pamela and Luella, they've passed. No cause of death has been given. Now,
wait a second. What are you suggesting?
You hold on. I got another page to go. So, with all this, now we've learned about the beginnings of the genesis of Cap'n Crunch. But who is Cap'n Crunch? Cap'n Crunch, we're familiar with the mascot. The mascot is depicted as a late 18th century naval captain. When imperialism was big. Supposedly, he's an American naval captain. But American naval captains wear 4 bars on their sleeves.
How many does he have?
Well, here's the thing. Over the years, he has had 1 bar, which is a commodore, 2 bars a lieutenant, or 3 bars a commander. Now, no less an esteemed publication than the Wall Street Journal in 2013 did a story on Cap'n Crunch.
By the way, I would buy Commander Crunch. That's a good name.
Yeah, that's
Or
bold,
Commodore.
strong.
Commodore
Commodore Crunch.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's very strong.
It would have to be Cumdor.
Yeah. It's a big font. Anyway.
I hope he's
Cumdor.
going to get to the apostrophe because I'm dying to know.
This is the point already. The Wall Street Journal did a story on Horatio Magellan Crunch. He captains a ship called the Guppy and was born on Crunch Island.
Where is Crunch Island, you may ask?
It is, they say, off the coast of Ohio. In the Sea of Milk. The Wall Street Journal reported this. And it's got talking trees, crazy creatures, and a mountain. The mountain, Mount Crunchmore. It's made of Captain Crunch cereal. The article refers to Captain's hat, a Napoleon-style hat. That is what it is referred to as.
I always wondered why he had his hand tucked into his zipper.
Yeah. You wonder that too, right?
Did it have to do with granula?
No doubt.
He didn't eat enough of it, Pete. That was the problem.
I hope he wasn't involved with himself. That's all I'm
He
saying.
was just feeling for his wheat rocks.
That's right.
So there's also a news outlet dedicated to the mascot Horatio Crunch. He has a perfect 200 IQ, they say. Just like all despots. Talking about the brilliance.
because he found the lake of milk or whatever the hell.
He was born on the Sea of Milk.
Oh, sea of milk.
And now here's the thing. Once again, now the Wall Street Journal has talked about this. The Washington Times. Have you ever heard of the Washington Times?
I have. I think it's a conservative daily.
Yeah, it is. They noted that the 3 stripes on the mascot's uniform indicate a rank of commander rather than the 4 that denote the rank of a captain. But you haven't heard of the Washington Times, have you? No, it's kind of out there. Maybe right after they reported this. And that's the point. Here's another little point. Dawes Butler, who provided the original voice of the captain, he died in 1988. No cause of death I could find on the internet. Here's the
brown
point.
sugar.
What?
Maybe it was brown sugar.
Probably. Anyway, here's the point I'm making here. Captain Crunch isn't a captain. He's a cap'n. He's wearing epaulets, and maybe epithets.
They're coming.
But what do we know about the deep state? What do we know? Everyone talks about the Rothschilds, the tall grays, the short whites, Bigfoot, maybe the chupacabras. They talk about the black-eyed children. They talk about the men in black.
The black helicopters.
The black helicopters. The lizard people. They all talk about this BS, right? All the newspaper. But this is the stuff we know. And as we know, what you know isn't out there. Right now we should be playing, if we could get the music rights to the X-Files theme should be going on right here. Because they're out there. If you see it, it's not out there. This is deep state shit. Cap'n Crunch, he runs something. He lives near Mount Crunchmore. He's got Crunch Island. As we know, like the Rothschilds, like all these people, their names are everywhere. All the places that they owned, all the places that they started. Rhodesia, with Rhodes, all the countries have these people's names, the people who are truly in charge. Captain Crunch, born out of a multi-tendrilled serpent in the late 1800s. Possibly he was part of that whole thing. Maybe that's where he started. We don't know. Honestly, I feel slightly impotent right now because I can't tell you everything that I should know because it's not knowable. But what we do know is this, that whenever there's smoke, there's fire. And whenever there is the flavor of Moorishness, there's something that you want more of. There's information. And a long string of deaths. Now,
With no known causes.
I thought it was
known
George
causes.
Soros.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. But you know George Soros. Where is George Soros getting his power? Where's he getting his money from? Where are the tall grays?
The cereal?
We don't know, but I'll tell you this. The buying of the cereal is paying for something. Bhopal, Czech cigarettes, whatever it is, it ain't good. If I go on to the next chapter of this fight, I will let you know. I will give you what I have found, who I think Captain Crunch is. Captain Crunch is the worst cereal because it makes a delicious, tasty treat out of a multi-tendrilled madman and possibly the puppet master for all wrong that has gone on in this world since the late 1800s.
So Mulder, did Captain Crunch build the pyramids? I'm just wondering.
You gotta wait till the second half.
Well, I have my work cut out for me, it seems. Although I will take your challenge, John.
All right. And now, after all that excitement is over, it's time for you two to figure out who won this round of Grabasula. What was it?
Granula versus Grand
Granula.
Conspiracy of epic proportions.
The most epic.
Well, I am very curious to hear more about Captain Crunch. I got to be honest, though, I like Captain Crunch. My one misgiving for it was that it kind of hurts your top of your mouth when you chew it sometimes.
Part two.
Oh, that's part two. Yeah, it kind of stabs you a bit.
Okay.
Although this granula sounds pretty awful as well. What do you think, Pete?
I think there were a lot of words. We have to sort through a lot of words. My feeling is I think that probably granula is a worse concoction. You know,
I don't think there's any doubt that granula
I'm not
tastes much worse than Captain Crunch, but it's not so much.
I'm not
guys,
a big
remember,
taste.
conspiracy guy, so I'm thinking I'm definitely tending towards the granula.
Well, I'm leaning toward
one.
Captain Crunch because I want to hear more.
You want to hear more?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a conspiracy buff, but my interest is piqued.
I see. So he's got it. So I didn't even realize. So you're saying the second part is if you move on to the next level.
All will be revealed
Wow.
in part 2.
I see.
That sounds like a deep state fix
That's
to
real.
me. I'm just saying, this onion always keeps peeling.
Well, Pete, what do you think? We got to come to a consensus
I am
here.
drawn to granula, I have to say, for the two arguments given. I do.
Definitely sounds pretty bad.
It's bad. There's no doubt about it. I mean, they're both terrible. They're both terrible.
Well, John, we may never find out the real truth behind the captain. I think I'm going to have to side with Pete on that. I think we're going to hear more about granula and how awful that was.
Well, just like most of America, you're just putting your head in the sand, man. You're just putting your head in the sand.
You guys at home, stay tuned for After Hours.
I love sheeple.
You are being what is I don't know. Is there a sheep breakfast cereal?
Yeah, right.
There should be a Shaft breakfast cereal. I would buy that.
I'm just
Bullet shaped.
Yeah. There was Mr. T cereal. Remember
Was
that?
there really?
There was Mr. T.
but we bought Mr. T cereal back in the day. Way back when. I mean,
Might have been served at a party once.
Yeah, exactly. Only the most discerning parties. All right, so there we go. That was a lot of words. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So we have our first round decided. Granula it is. You'll never know the true horrors of Captain Crunch.
We'll talk after the show, John. We'll talk.
Maybe I can't. Maybe I won't be here. They'll take me away. So anyway, cool music's gonna play. We'll be right back, and we'll dive into Cookie Crisp and Fruit Loops. Be right back. All right, so after that much needed break, here we are back in our second half with Tim with Cookie Crisp and Pete with Fruit Loops. Tim, take it away. We want to learn
Thank you, John.
all we can about the horrors of Cookie Crisp. Go!
I'm going to educate you all. I'm going to educate the world about the dangers of Cookie Crisp. Now, let me start by saying, Cookie Crisp is by no means the worst tasting cereal of all time. Far from it.
I remember loving it.
Sure, it's delicious. It's cookies and milk. Who wouldn't love it? Right? It's sweet, crispy, and it's a reminder of the joy of waking up on a Saturday morning with no school and a whole morning of cartoons to watch. Remember those days? Glorious days.
Land of the Lost.
Oh, yeah. It was life at its finest
Puff and
as a
stuff?
child.
Oh my
Yep.
God.
1970s and early 80s. Just the golden age of Saturday morning cartoons. There's no cable. You had once a week and a maybe 4 or 5 hour time slot.
You had only one chance to see the Bugaloos.
That's right.
I actually think my family let us take our bowls of cereal downstairs.
Absolutely, they did.
And we'd be like laying on the floor.
Absolutely. I mean, I associate Saturday morning cartoons with breakfast cereals.
The last best memory some of us have.
It might be. It might be.
Wait, not tonight?
This is the first best from the last one.
Oh, okay. Nice recovery.
It gets better,
know
Scott.
what I did.
It gets better. However, like every addiction, there was a price to be paid. And America, as a nation, would pay the price collectively. How? Well, think about it. We broke a taboo. Cookies for breakfast? It's a no-no. You have to have some self-control. By allowing cookies for breakfast, it just unleashed the utter decadence of American dietary lifestyle. We started chasing that first high. If cookies for breakfast can be a thing, why not cookie dough ice cream? Fudge brownie sundaes, double gulps at 7-Eleven.
What?
Pretty soon, we were signing our own death warrants at Bennigan's and ordering the death by chocolate. And we did it all with a smile on our face, goddammit.
I've done that.
We all have, John. We all have. So a little background. Cookie Crisp, created in 1977 by Ralston Purina. I believe they make
dog food.
I believe they make dog food, yes.
They do.
That is my association with Ralston Purina.
Fantastic.
Well, it would usher in a new decadence of American eating that would put our nation into a nosedive of diabetes, heart disease, and obesity that, as everyone knows, we still have not pulled ourselves out of yet.
That's me too.
Yet our dogs are so slim.
Yeah. Well, one of us has to be.
You know, it's interesting you said that because I was just going to say, if you look at any commercial, look at a TV show or documentary film from the 1970s, Americans are downright skinny. You know, have you ever seen the documentary Heavy Metal Parking Lot? It's
Pre-Cookie Crisp, I presume.
That's, well, yeah, early 80s, yeah. It's in somewhere, I think it's Baltimore, Maryland. It's a Judas Priest concert in the parking lot before the concert.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone is just thin. You know, you watch all these movies, people
They're
wearing
talking
tight jeans.
to all the fans who are waiting to get into the show.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you see this little microcosm of the early 1980s, you know, with the cars and the muscle shirts. And it's the first thing people comment on in the YouTube, you know, comment section is, look how thin everyone is. Look how skinny people are.
Yeah, it's like watching older films and like, oh, there's the funny fat guy, and like,
Right.
and you're like that's my goal at the gym.
It looks like everybody I
down
see
to
every
fat guy.
day.
Yeah, I want to get down to I want to get down to 1970s fat guy. That's my physical goal.
I
I want to walk by and have somebody say, there goes that fat fuck.
You know, I gotta say, one of my pop's favorite films was the Dom DeLuise movie Fatso.
Yep.
And when you watch it, he's got a little bit of a pot
I know.
belly. That's it.
Yeah. By today's standards, he no one would even think of him as fat.
No, definitely not.
He looks normal.
Que repulsivo.
Probably just eating eggs for breakfast.
He certainly wasn't eating
Well,
glastoma or whatever.
no, definitely not granulate. Right. Now, look, this is the 1970s, so people are skinny. You know, it might have been the cocaine and the amphetamines as well.
That's a possibility.
Right, yeah, but
They were at a metal show.
yeah, we could pull off tight pants and half-cut T-shirts back in the day.
I guess worst drug would be another episode, wouldn't it?
I suppose, yeah, we'll do. Oh, that's another one later on. Unfortunately, Cookie Crisp and its wizard mascot, Cookie Jarvis. Right, get it? Cookie Jar, Cookie Jarvis.
Oh.
Yep. Took me a minute to see that. He distracted us with his pagan rhyme schemes and his high fructose corn syrup, which told us it's all right to have cookies for breakfast. We could handle it. We could stop whenever we wanted. Hey, our test scores were still high. Graduation rates were good. America had it all under control.
Detroit was still thriving.
That's right. That's right. Then the bottom fell out. Inflation, unemployment, the Iran hostage crisis. One crisis after another.
Gas lines.
Yep. And suddenly, we're not so confident anymore.
Hello, Larry.
Hello, Larry, the Three's Company spinoff. Right? Took a couple bowls of Cookie Crisp to get us going. That's Saturday, you know? Gonna need more than one now. maybe we could just skip that Little League game. You know, watch Gilligan's Island reruns for a couple more hours. We'd be fine. We'll get our shit together. We just needed one more bowl of Cookie Crisp.
That show was so good.
Love Gilligan's Island.
Man, I'm just jonesing.
All right. Enter the 1980s. A decade that saw some of the most decadent foods that our Midwestern factories and mills could churn out. All of it born from our breaking of the taboo of eating cookies for breakfast. We were still chasing that dragon right through the Reagan years. Hostess pudding pies, Dr. Pepper gum.
Oh.
That was a thing. Waffle-O's cereal, which I loved, by the way. Reese's Puffs. After a while, those tight jeans didn't fit anymore. That half-cut mesh jersey looked pretty silly with a gut hanging out. Better get the baggy sweater and loose-fitting jeans and cinch them all with a giant belt that distracted people from our bulging waistline. And look at us now. We lead the world in obesity and preventable deaths.
We're USA.
Yeah, that's right, number one. We're number one. We're obsessed with fad diets and Weight Watchers, which smell like reheated sewage.
You're talking about the
Don't
food.
tell Oprah that.
You're talking about the Weight Watchers food and not the Weight Watchers centers where people are going to.
No, the food.
Okay, good,
Anytime
good.
someone at work microwaves it, I have to leave the room.
Yes, it's not. It's
No one
not good. I've
should
got
not
family members who go to the centers. I don't think they smell so bad.
It should not go into your body.
You're right.
All right. So this is why I think Cookie Crisp is the worst. Nothing to do with its taste. I think it's delicious. I think because by shattering the taboo of cookies for breakfast, we ushered in 1980s fashion, morbid obesity, and a nation that just can't shut the hell up about its weight. Thanks, Cookie Jarvis. All right, so that is my
done.
spiel.
Very
Thank
Well
you.
done, sir.
That is
Fired up now.
It's a terrible cereal.
Pete?
well. That was a. You know what? It was a bit of a nostalgic look back.
It was.
But now we're going to look forward, or at least we're going to look across the room over to Pete.
Can I just say before our
Please
good
do.
friend Pete starts, that was an interesting presentation because you're right, John. Tim kind of lulled us into this wonderful sense of nostalgia before he punched us in our now bloated guts with the reality of the impact
Our
of it.
swelled and scabbed pancreas.
The dark side of sugar cereal.
That's right.
Who makes your insulin? Is it your? No, not your pancreas. It's your gallbladder.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
pancreas.
It's one of the
It
other.
is a pancreas,
Pancreas,
right? Yeah.
Sounds right. Pancreas,
Yeah.
yeah.
Pete,
Ba-da-ba,
please.
Stupid pancreas.
It's some effing body part.
All right, that was excellent.
Okay,
Pete,
well, I will go now.
loop our fruit.
Hello, all you people out there dying to hear about the worst cereal. I have it. I have it for you right now, so pay attention. Tim, that was a great story, and I have
Thank
to
you,
say, Cookie Crisp sounds pretty terrible.
It's dark.
It is dark. So here's what I have to say. The worst cereal, I'm sorry to say, is Fruit Loops. And I will just start my argument with this. F-R-O-O-T.
My favorite typo.
Fruit Loops with 2 O's. Okay, here we go. So, for those of you not familiar with Fruit Loops, come on. Who is that? So, these sugar halos contain 12 grams of sugar per serving,
Is that a lot?
whereas serving size is 29 grams,
Ooh.
meaning
Dear.
they are 41% sugar by weight.
Oh, man.
Well, you're getting a lot done at the beginning of the day.
No wonder why I love them.
Hey!
Jeez.
And so, you tack that onto a nice cup of coffee, you're good. And I'm not even going to say nobody eats the normal serving size, but that's another story. So that is fully 1/2 the maximum recommended sugar intake per day for an adult female. And naturally, more than that for a child. Okay. Now, that is what it is. Okay, here we go. Number 1, all colors taste exactly the same.
That's a lie.
Every
You take
color
that back, you son of a
Fruit Loops
bitch.
tastes the same.
That's so disappointing.
They don't do anything to differentiate the colors except for changing the color.
The dye adds nothing?
The dye, well, it'll depending on the color, it'll decrease your lifespan a little bit more.
How bad are the purple ones? I'm always going for them first.
It must be power of suggestion. I could swear I could taste the orange in the orange and like the purplish deliciousness in the purple.
Let's
you.
make a
Thank
call
you very
to
much.
Arthur D. Little and find out.
He'll get the answer.
Oh, you know what we could call? What's her name? We call Pamela Lowe. Oh, wait, we can't. And now we don't even know why because I didn't make it to the second half.
Oh. Anyway, my point here is this. I have been in the same boat as everyone here in this room and probably everyone listening to this podcast right now. We all think, oh, I love the red ones. Oh, I love the green ones.
Yep.
Forget about it. They're all the same. It's all the
So
same.
disappointing.
I used to make wine with the purple ones.
Yeah, right.
Did you crunch them up with your feet, John?
So here's the thing. On top of all this, Fruit Loops are what? They're just these loops of cereal in a box. It's not like they have like Lucky Charms where they have, like grain parts of cereal or something. No, it's all the same stuff. And they can't even differentiate the flavors. It's like, what are they doing? It's all they're doing is pouring child-killing things into a box. It's sad, but unfortunately true.
It's like Play School was making primary colored razor blades for kids to play with.
That's right. And that's right. And,
That's not good.
You know, I found the same thing with Play-Doh. All the colors tasted the same when I ate it. They're in cahoots with the Fruit Loops
I believe
people.
that, Scott. I believe that.
They each made me cry the same when I tried to pass them 2 days later.
Well, those colors might have been a little different.
Those colors run. Believe me. Those colors run.
Oh, my goodness.
That's why you didn't get into USC Film School, John.
I got in.
You did get in. I'm sorry.
I got in hard.
You did get in, right.
It was just
But his father had other ideas.
Our listeners, I'm sure, will hear that for our Christmas special. We can talk about the magic of my
the USC Film School.
Dead dumb dads. We'll talk about that'll come up in future episodes.
Continue, Pete.
Please, Pete.
The
Let's
bear
get away.
has nothing on our episode. Our holiday episode will be one for the books.
My God, our holiday episode is going to be so good.
Anyway, believe it or not,
Worst Christmas. Please go.
there is actually no fruit in Fruit Loops.
What?
F-R-U-I-T.
I'm not shocked by that.
F-R-O-O-T.
I'm sure there's plenty of F-R-O-O-T.
Oh, there's lots of fruit. Lots of fruity
Is there
fruit
mashed
fruits.
up toucan in there, though?
So Kellogg's has been sued 4 times as of the writing of this article, claiming that the name is misleading, but all suits were won by the defendant because the judges ruled that a cereal named Fruit Loops couldn't reasonably be expected to consist of real fruit.
Did
Of course not.
Did they rule that right before they drove off in their Lamborghinis, paid for by General Mills?
I think that there might be a link there. I'm not so
In
sure.
all the different colors of Fruit Loops.
I got a great Murcielago.
Yours tastes better than mine.
Does everybody love my orange Ferrari?
They all taste the same now. So in 2009, Fruit Loops was given the Smart Choices logo, air quotes, which was meant to, quote, direct consumers to smarter food choices in the supermarket, which will eventually lead to more balanced diets and to more beneficial foods as food manufacturers renovate products to meet the nutrition criteria for carrying the icon, unquote.
Wait, I've never heard of this before. So you're saying that they put what on their boxes?
The program ended the same year.
I see. Wasn't Toucan Sam's slogan "Follow my nose"?
I guess it was, yes.
Also in the 80s.
That's right.
Follow my notes. Oh man, I'm gonna follow my notes. I know where all the good shit. It's gone. I got a friend. We gotta go into the valley. Just get my car. I'll drive. Get in the great Lamborghini.
No, the purple, man.
Lick it. That's how you open it.
Dear Lord. Okay, so here we are. Listen, I have not much to say about Fruit Loops. I'm very succinct, and I am up to my summary here. In summary, Fruit Loops, F-R-O-O-T, is essentially a pile of congealed sugar and hydrogenated oils containing no fruit whatsoever, and despite copious amounts of deftly placed artificial coloring, suggesting otherwise, each loop tastes exactly the same regardless of its color. It is a fraudulent sham, belying everything it purports to be. Fruit Loops.
I still love it.
So much good. I know, that's the sad part.
I really wish
That's the sad
I really
part.
wish you had brought a box so we could
know.
sample. I want to test this
That would have
out.
been a good idea.
Absolutely.
It might be on one of our next episodes or something like
Okay.
that.
Bonus.
Like
Our bonus
extra.
for the Patreon people, which we don't have yet.
Not so much with the granula. But yeah.
Yeah,
No one wants that.
Yeah, we can bring 3 samples.
Wait,
of
say that a
cereal.
little bit louder, Tim. Nobody wants any granula?
That's right,
Okay,
Scott.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Granula. Very good.
There
very
it is.
good,
I
very
rest my fraudulent sham of a cereal, Fruit Loops,
Alrighty.
with 2 O's.
I do want to ask though. You said something about they put some kind of a notation on the box, trying to communicate to people that there are better breakfast cereal choices to make.
No, they're one of the good breakfast cereals.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
That was when. So that was when I believe that was when whatever presidency was going on there. They basically the FDA, I believe it was, or no, not the. Yeah, maybe it was the FDA. It was basically packed with CEOs from food companies, from Unilever and everything else, and so they had the idea. We're gonna, because it was a government.
Who the fuck would literally come up with this idea except for a group of CEOs?
And so they did it, and then I'm sure courts and other people like, come on, man. They're like, all right. One of their kids.
Tobacco cures cancer.
Well, that's what Captain Crunch said, or at least his friends.
Something that's been unsaid, and I just kind of realized it. This whole breakfast cereal craze probably came out of the fact that the baby boomers were a massive generation of children, and it's the first generation where companies were actually catering to children, products to children.
Yeah.
And sugar cereals was a great way to do that.
So, Scott, you and I now have a very difficult,
The arduous task.
the arduous
You do.
task. The onus is on us.
We really presented, Tim.
I think so, Pete. We did.
So
Well
We
done.
gave it our best.
These are certainly, I think we've learned a valuable lesson that being succinct is a lot more powerful than talking for 30 minutes each.
I'm going to try. So I'm going to defer at this moment, initially, to MCJD and ask you, are you leaning in a particular direction?
I think I am.
I'm interested to hear about it.
Hey, you know what? Here's the thing. We have one, Cookie Crisp, is basically a scathing indictment against a whole zeitgeist. And then we have Fruit Loops, which is just basically an awful cereal. It's bad, it's terrible. We have corrupt government intervention trying to sell cereal to people. Jeez.
So a culture altering perspective, okay, from the Cookie Crisp and corporate intrigue and
a
misdirection.
health-altering.
Scott, if you will, we have an enemy within or an enemy without.
You said something before that struck a chord.
All right.
Worst cereal.
How's this? I think Tim's, what Tim has laid out,
His indictment.
is much grander, and it's maybe for another episode.
Not as grand as your conspiracy, mind you.
Listen, you know that one of us are going to go to our cars and our brakes are going to be cut.
Brakes. I'm going to walk out there and this bright white light is going to shine down on John. He's going to float fucking away.
Probably will.
So are we now in agreement?
I think we're in agreement.
All right. So I think Fruit Loops wins.
Wow.
Alrighty. Congratulations, Pete.
I think the Loops takes it, but he only won the second half of it. We still have this is
Now
down
for
to
the next hour.
Next,
Yeah,
Jesus, jingles.
Half of the speed round.
So this has to be a speed round for us and the fine folks at home. We're down to Granula versus Fruit Loops.
All right.
Very interesting. Possibly the most, and this is interesting because they're both ultimately flavorless. Just one's more brightly colored. So once again, cool cookie music's going to play. We're going to break for really quickly, and then we're going to come back to you. And bye. We're back. All right. And so here goes. Tim, it is your and I's job.
Yeah.
To make a ruling on. We're almost there.
So may I?
So
Gentlemen?
so now we have to listen to their
A summary.
Okay.
I want to appeal to our judges and say this. So I did present some terrible information about granula. So I want to point out, Pete, that your Fruit Loops don't exist without my paterfamilias. Okay, he is the progenitor of every single cereal that came afterwards. And how about this? He started where you all end. In the litter box.
In the toilet.
Okay, that's right.
Wow.
That's right. That you could say that Mr. Fruit Loops, that they all taste the same, but they have a taste. And they won't chip the enamel off your teeth. Okay? We are talking about a hard, dense, flavorless material that the only reason you would eat it is if you are a chronic masturbator. That's it. So
Where do they
you
sell
tell
them?
me this is not the worstest. Go ahead. Tell me. It isn't. It is the worstest. I rest my case.
We can't make that kind of decision until we talk to Pete.
We have to hear from Pete. Yeah.
Gotta hear from Pete. Pete, what do you got?
Could be. And that, again, a valid
worst.
summary, Scott. I have.
No, do your worstest.
Ooh.
I cannot stand granula, but yet there is the concept of the deceit of this company that tries to portray its just really horrifying concoction of sugar and oils and food coloring as something that people should eat
Part of a well-balanced diet.
as if it had some value to it.
Yeah.
It is naturally tasty because it's sugar and oils and food coloring, but it's a horrifying concoction that has no fruit in it, but says fruit but no fruit. Fruit.
Not exactly fruit, but yes.
All right. So is that your?
And that's basically it. I once again will just summarize by saying Fruit Loops, fraudulent scam.
Am I allowed a counter?
A quick one.
Very,
3
very
sentences.
quick. Let's talk about deceit. How much have we stopped masturbating in this country?
I mean, the past half hour when you guys here, only once.
The success of the porn industry tells that story. So
There was that one time.
this stuff is loaded with deceit as well.
John, what do you think?
I have to go.
My hand, Scott.
I have to go back to the Old Testament
Well, that far back.
Oh, that's it. That's right. Only 200 years before the dinosaurs were created.
Is that when there were 40 days of cereal?
Yes, 40 days of quisps.
So they say.
Wait, the Sermon on Crunch Mountain.
Tim, I'm going to say, if thine eye offends thee, pluck it out. The root cause, the root of everything.
That sounds like fun.
Right? The progenitor
Yeah.
of all the horrors that we've talked about. I'm kind of going with granula.
I agree. Granula is where it begins, and again, the motivation for it was probably well intentioned in the 19th century, but
Well, so was eugenics.
exactly.
Ouch.
But the results of it were pretty horrifying. So
Um,
I agree with you. I think granule is the worstest cereal.
So we are in agreement, and we have a worstest cereal, a cereal no one's really ever heard of since the 1800s. Granula, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Granula, the worst.
Oh, yes. You will not find that at Stop and Shop.
Dear, thank God. Then I will go and right to Stop and Shop.
So they should have stopped at the beginning, basically,
think
is the
so.
message.
A very good place to stop.
Yes. Anything else, Mr. John?
I think that's. Oh yeah. You know what? Let's do a very quick. We talked about worstest all day. Let's once again, or through the entire episode, let's talk about the bestest. Let's go around and give one sweet bestest, the best thing that's happened, best thing we noticed, the best thing that we have to give to our beautiful audience. Tim, why don't you take it away?
Well, today I ran 3 miles in a sub 7 minute mile.
Wow.
So it was the first time I ran a sub 7 for 3 miles in a long time. So I was very happy about that.
Wow. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
That's
Very nice.
amazing.
Scott, what do you got?
I don't have anything that impressive to share, but I will say, as all of you know, I was a little bit concerned about making it here on time today. A couple of problems with the boiler at home, but we got that tucked away quickly. And not only was I here on time, I got here a little bit early, and I'm so glad because this went wonderfully today.
It really did.
Yes,
Pete, what do you
Yes,
got?
it did. Good question. I don't know. I'm thinking, I don't know. I guess I'm thinking today is the first day of school. I got my two daughters starting off their college experience, and I think everything went well, and I'm happy for them. So
Nice
I'm
job,
good.
Dad.
I'm good with that.
Very good. Very good. Pops. Mine is, maybe I said this past week, but it's just something that's been sticking with me, which is really weird. I've never seen Dr. Strangelove, or How I Stopped Learning to Love the Bomb. I've never seen it.
Neither had I.
Yeah, and I recently saw it, and everyone talks. Sometimes you see these movies, and everyone talks about it. Oh, you got to see this, you got to see that, and it is fascinating. It's fantastic. It's funny. It's quick. It's fast paced. I didn't think it was going to be. I thought it was going to be long and arduous, and it was going to have very, very large things to say, and it wasn't. It was so good.
It's a classic.
I don't like Peter Sellers, and the last 2 or 3 minutes, I think he destroys it. He's crap. But aside from that, and it kind of, for some weird reason, it stuck with me how much I enjoyed it, and how much I kind of was like, you know what? There's more things that I guess it was kind of a starting gun to maybe explore some things that I've always wanted to see or read or do. And I'm going to do it.
Nice.
So sometimes the hype is real.
Hype is real. Do believe the hype. It ain't a sequel. I could rap on forever, but I don't think anyone wants to do that.
That was 60 years ago, I guess, right? When that
Yeah,
movie was made?
64. That's right.
Yeah, and it's prescient and
know, it's
useful
amazing.
as ever. It's really
Yeah,
good.
that's pretty amazing.
So here is the end of our second episode. We made it. We did it. For everybody listening at home or wherever you might be, cars or if you haven't had your granula, we know what you're doing, and it's a little weird, but I'm excited about it at the same time. I'm kind of
But
really...
we know where you're coming from.
Yeah, well, we know where you're...
So to speak.
What he said.
That's what he
Everybody,
said.
if you enjoyed what you heard, and of course you did, that's a stupid thing to say. But there's ways that you can support us. We really enjoy what we're doing. We really are, I think at this point, really kind of proud of what we're putting together. And we'd love for you to hear more of this. So there's ways of supporting us. And at this point, we're not asking for money, although we will. Right now, just do the old follow, click on follow, like, share.
Also, eat as much granula as you possibly can.
Do not do that. That's terrible. You're breaking people of their spirit and of their passions. But the number one thing to do, tell people about us if you like us, and we do appreciate that you do. Tell people, friends, family. Send the link to them for Worstest. It means a lot to us, and it really helps us build our family and our followers. Also, like, subscribe. That's excellent. And if you even feel like a little more that you want to do, rate us. A 5-star rating is exactly what we need. That brings us to the top of algorithms and this and that. So, we can get forced into other people's lives, just like Fruit Loops. But if you have something to say to us that isn't a 5-star review, maybe hit 5 stars and then write a review of that. We can do better. Each week, I think we're doing better and better, and we just want to do even better than that. And if you have something,
We want to do the bestest that we can.
we want.
That's right. We want to be the bestest at the worstest.
At the worst. Everybody, have the bestest week. And we'll be back next week with another episode. Should we tell them what it is? No. Make them wait.
That's right. Well, we'll see you next time, though.
That's right.
It is the worstest.
Bum, bum, bum. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ooh, our international listeners. Bye. Bye.
See you guys.
Peace, everyone. Bye.